Frappuccinos, mixed iced coffees with milk. What makes these drinks so pleasing? Is it the coffee, milk, sugar, ice? Or maybe it's the flavorings of caramel? Or even chocolate? Well, that's what we're here to find out today, to discover the ultimate frappe. Our point of study, the McDonald's Frappuccino. It's common, it's basic, and it'll assure that we don't get too far away from our proper frappe. We'll have 6 different tests focusing on their own main goal: coffee, sugar, milk, ice, caramel, and chocolate. But first, we'll need our basic start of 2 scoops of ice, 1/4 a cup of sugar, a cup of milk, a cup of coffee, and a tablespoon of chocolate. This is our base Frappuccino. Of course, to ensure that the mixer is not under or overfilled, each ingredient has its counter: sugar and ice, milk and coffee, and of course, chocolate and caramel. So, it's more like 3 tests instead of 6. Now to testing. We'll have 5 people test 3 different Frappuccinos. One is McDonald's, and the other is our basic frappe. Then the next 2 are the changes going from 3/4 original to half original, all to find the ultimate frappe. Our judges are Leo, Robin, Ryan, Logan, and Cody. They will be our harsh critics who will ultimately decide the fate of our work.
Hi, my name is Logan Raspin.
This is Cody Kippenberger.
Ryan Groom.
Leo Ford.
Robin.
What's your opinion on Frappuccinos?
They're amazing.
They're very good.
Frappuccinos are definitely good.
Well, considering you got me at a time when I was drinking Frappuccino, I would say I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10 across the board as a way to consume coffee.
I've never had one before, but I'm an avid coffee drinker. I usually just drink it black though, so it should be interesting at least.
How excelled are you at taste testing?
Very good.
I have a very good sense of taste.
I don't know.
I don't know the flavor. Like I've been drinking coffee, so like coffee's there on my tongue.
My tongue's pretty much dead, but I mean, if there's someone who can taste coffee, it's probably me.
Now, obviously, I can't get everyone a whole Frappuccino, and a McDonald's one at that. Instead, I've made each test and grading sheet put together. Each experiment has 3 grading spaces from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. Our categories are taste, appearance, and execution. The last one being about how close it is to an actual Frappuccino. And each person gets half a cup of each Frappuccino. And then I'll make each judge determine if the ultimate frappe can compete against the McDonald's Frappuccino.
I would never drink this if somebody handed it to me.
Tastes like a Frappuccino.
It didn't look the best.
Not coffee.
A little bit of foam, not too much.
Oh.
I mean, it looked alright, but the taste was just not there.
But it looks semi-appetizing.
Tastes kind of strong.
That tastes just like iced coffee.
Ooh.
Milk and creamer basically overpowered the coffee.
That was a whole ice cube in that.
Texture is important when it comes to Frappuccino.
I don't really like all the foam that's in that one.
Looking at the data here, more coffee doesn't mean better. Who would think that? It also seems that more milk doesn't help as much either. In fact, our constant is the best. So the final frappe is split 50-50.
It's not full chunks of ice.
That's tasting more like coffee.
That's actually really good.
Not super sweet.
You're not supposed to chew coffee.
Extremely sweet. Not bad though.
It's not too sweet.
That one's probably my favorite.
That just looks like coffee.
You don't really have to chew it. Why is the third one always ice?
It has some coffee flavor, but other than that, I'm not getting much of anything else.
Had enough coffee though over the course of the past hour that I really can't tell what's coffee and what isn't.
Taste was just not where it was at.
Now, for this one, the ice was a total flop. But having more sugar didn't. In fact, the judge liked it a little more than the original. So, with that, we'll have a little less ice and more sugar.
A little bit of excitement, perhaps.
That one actually tastes like a mocha caramel frappuccino.
Tastes fairly good.
Looks pretty alright.
This one just has a little less foam.
Caramel taste to it.
That's cold.
Had a lot of coffee.
It doesn't really look like a frappuccino.
The taste is actually a 5.
That is perfect.
I didn't expect the mix of caramel and chocolate to win, but you know, it was fun watching the reactions. Surprisingly, caramel won over chocolate, so it'll be a caramel frappe. Interesting. Now, for the ultimate test to see if we've made the final trial.
Oh, they're cold.
It's not very icy.
Thought that would be more icy than that.
Still got that aftertaste.
I just remembered that I have tried a Frappuccino before.
You can taste the coffee, but you can't really taste much other than that.
This one is really good.
That's straight 5s.
5s across the board.
A little more flavorful.
Now, before we start, I did have to change the frappe to scooters instead because my McDonald's restaurant frappe machine decided to break. And instead of halting the research, I went forget it and got scooters instead. So, personally, I disregard all this data, but scooters won by a landslide. I can't let this experiment end just yet, so I got a new judge to come in.
Hello, my name is Gabe Shank. I'm a connoisseur of sorts. I push the boundaries on what it means to be a food critic. Doesn't look like a Frappuccino. Smells like a Frappuccino. Its taste is really where it was at. Like, I was okay with that. But this, oh boy, this is good. It smells stronger. Wow.
So, obviously, scooters won, but there was some great conclusions made.
I feel like the equipment and the labor, it's a lot more intensive, and Scooters is like a coffee place. There's like stuff added in this one to make it last longer. You don't have the resources for that. The taste, it was a 4. I would have liked the ice to be a little smaller, in my opinion. The flavor would have showed more, and I think that would have made it more cohesive.
After those notes, I went shopping and got all my tools I used to make all the frappes. The blender, sugar, milk, coffee brewer, which was expensive, coffee grounds, and caramel, all routing to about $62. And when I was making all the frappes, it took about 15 to be half a gallon of milk and 1 pot of coffee. So 15 times 2 is 30 total frappuccinos able to be made with this one sharpening cart divided by frappes, and that's around $2.75. Pretty good when a scooter's coffee's $5, not including tax, and if you have 30, that's $150. It's 45% greater than the shopping cart. I prefer the shopping cart. Also, you can reuse the blender and coffee brewer, so it's more like $22 with just ingredients. So that's like 75 cents per frappe. I call that a win, but you know what? Don't believe me. Make it yourself. It's only ice filled up to the line, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a cup of coffee, half a cup of milk, and a teaspoon of chocolate or caramel. And decide for yourself the ultimate frappe.